Hello guys, this is DMskinSolution and welcome to my channel today. Today I'll be teaching you how to make a very good glowing body lotion for dark skin. Have you ever wondered how some people achieve that soft, healthy, rounded, glowing skin without spending a fortune on their skincare products? Well, in today's video I'm going to show you exactly how you can make a professional glowing body lotion for dark skin without spending a fortune and using beginner friendly ingredients. So let's get started now. So for this glowing body lotion, here are the ingredients and their phases. For this glowing body lotion, we're making 1000 gram of lotion. For you to get 1000 gram of lotion, you should be able to calculate, you should be able to know how to calculate percentage. That is, to calculate the required percentage you need for each ingredient. Okay, so for instance, if the required percentage for distilled water is 65%, what you have to do for you to be able to calculate the 65%, you have to do 65 all over 100 times 1000 gram. You get 65 all over 100 times 1000 gram, and that will give you 650 gram. So what you have to do now, you measure, you on your scale. When you're on your scale, you put a clean container on the scale, then you pour your ingredient. Once it's 650 gram, then you stop. Ensure that your scale is measured in gram, like your scale is set to measure the ingredient in gram. Okay, so when you do that, it will give you 650 gram. Then you keep it aside. Then for the glycerin, you do the same thing. That is for the glycerin, that is 5% we need. We'll do 5 all over 100 times 1000 gram of lotion. That is 100 divided by that 1000. That is 1000 divided by 100, rather 2. That will give you 10. 5 times 10 is 50 gram. That is how we're able to get 50 gram with the chart here. Then we'll do same thing with aloe vera gel. You get, we'll do same thing with the aloe vera gel. After that, we'll move to our phase B ingredients, which contains the oil phase. The oil phase contains emulsifying wax, shea butter, sweet almond oil, sunflower oil, and citric alcohol. We have to combine those 5 ingredients and put in a heat-proof jar for it to melt completely, like melt very well, that there will be no particle left. Okay, then the phase C, which contain our cool down phase, mostly contain our actives. Yes, and those actives include our niacinamide, which is also known as vitamin B3, our vitamin E oil, our liquorized extract, our preservative, and our fragrance. This cool down phase means that the whole lotion has to cool down to a particular degree for you to be able to add the phase C ingredients to it. Okay, it has to cool down below 40 degrees centigrade for you to be able to add anything in this phase C into the lotion. Okay, so as you can see, the niacinamide is one of the major actives here. Niacinamide brightens the skin, it even the skin tone, it glows. That's what niacinamide does. Then the vitamin E oil is an antioxidant, it repairs the skin. Liquorized extract is a brightening agent, that is a brightening actives. It also take care of dark spots. Again, then we have the preservative, which is otifin or Jogad 221. It preserves and protects the lotion. Then fragrance, you can decide to add any fragrance of your choice. For some people, they hardly add fragrance. For some, they prefer to add a lot of fragrance. So it all depends on what you want. Okay, but if you're selling those lotion, you should add fragrance because people like something that feels nice, that smells nice, and has a very good aroma. Okay, and has a very good scent. So it's advisable you add scent to it. So let's get started. The first step you need, like I said, is the water phase. The first procedure is to begin with the water phase. What you have to do is that you have to get a clean heat resistance container. It must not be glass. You get. Then you combine your 650 gram of distilled water, the 50 gram of glycerin, and 50 gram of aloe vera juice. You combine all together. You get. You see why this is called water phase, because all the ingredients will be combined into the water. You get. So distilled water will act as the base of the lotion. Glycerin will help attract moisture to the skin, while aloe vera will provide soothing and hydrating benefits. Get. Then once combined, gently heat the mixture to a temperature of 70 to 75 degrees Celsius. That is, what you have to do is that you have to carry the heat proof bowl where you add all the ingredients, that is the water, the glycerin, and the aloe vera. You put it on a double boiler. You get. You know what double boiler is? Double boiler is like a plate put into hot water. You get. That's just how double boiler works. You can get a double boiler in the market, but if you cannot get a double boiler, you can put this mixture into a plastic that has heat resistance, or a glass that has heat resistance. If you can't get the glass, use a plastic. That is a plastic that has heat resistance, that cannot easily melt on hot water. You get. You put all the ingredient, then place it on top of the water for it to dissolve completely. Okay, that is what double boiling is all about. I'll show you a picture of what double boiler is. So once it gets to 70 to 75 degree, you can then drop it and keep it aside. Okay, then you start your step 2, which is the oil phase, in a separate container. That is a container that can resist heat when you put it on water and on fire. You get. So in a separate container, combine the emulsifying wax, the shea butter, the sweet almond oil, sunflower oil, and citric alcohol into a bowl or a double boiler. You get. Then you heat it until everything is completely melted. You will not heat it and see a particle, then you just drop it. No, you heat it, there is no single particle. You get. You will heat it to the extent that everything will mix and just appear in the form of oil. Okay, like what is on the picture. It will change to complete oil. Then you can now drop it. Now we have to get to the step 3, which is emulsify and blend. What you have to do here is you will slowly pour the oil phase, that is the melted oil phase, which contain the e-wax, cetic alcohol, and oils and shea butters. You pour it into the water phase gently. Okay, you pour it gently while mixing it continuously. You won't stop. The moment you start pouring it, you won't stop. The moment you bring it from fire, you start pouring it straight into the warm water of 75 or 70 degrees centigrade. So you pour it gently into it while you are mixing it. Okay, as you're pouring, you are mixing it. Don't stop. You get. If you stop, it may get cold and your lotion is likely going to have a lump. It won't come out smoothly. So don't stop. Just pour it gently while you are mixing. Then continue mixing continuously for straight 20 minutes until the lotion is completely formed. Don't stop till the lotion is formed. Till you can see that the mix. Don't stop until you can see that the texture is in a cream-like form. Okay, the texture is in a cream-like form. Then you can stop and allow it to cool for you to start adding your actives, which is the phase C ingredients. Step 4, the cooling phase, which contain the actives. The cooling phase contain the actives. So after the lotion is cool below 40°, then you make sure that you use thermometer. If you don't have thermometer, you can allow the lotion to cool for a long time, that when you touch the container, it will no longer be hot, like it will not be hot like when you just brought it from the fire and when you started mixing it. You can still do that if you don't have thermometer as a beginner. Then you can now start adding your actives. The essence why we are allowing the lotion for it to cool down before adding these actives is that these actives, they are not too stable. It can easily reduce their effectiveness, so we're allowing it to cool down for us to add the active and retain the value of the actives, and for us to get the full benefit of the actives. So that is why we're adding it on the cool down phase. Okay, so when it's below 40%, you add your licorice extract, your niacinamide. You can now add your vitamin E, preservative, and fragrance. Again too, before you add your niacinamide powder, you have to dissolve it. Okay, on my next tutorial, I'll teach you guys how to dissolve different kind of actives, different kind of lightening powders, brightening powders, and the rest. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Okay, then you mix. After adding, you mix thoroughly, ensure that everything is incorporated. And here we have our glowing body lotion. Yes, this lotion is one lotion I know for a fact that I personally have made it in batches, and I've tested it, and definitely I trust it. So if you're trying this out, if you're having any challenge, if you have any question, drop them on the comment section. I'll respond to you as fast as possible. But this is a must try because it's a very good glowing body lotion. And again too, allow the lotion to sit for at least 24 hours before you use. Okay, this lotion glows the skin. It leaves the skin soft, smooth, and radiant. You can DIY yourself this lotion, you will love it. Okay, if you're yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe, like, share, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. Okay, thank you, stay blessed.